Bhattacharya. Today we'll tell you some interesting insights about InnovoCloud and what we do at InnovoCloud, and also we have at the end of our presentation a very interesting announcement to make. So I'll give the word to Supriyo to start the slot and just dive you into our story of InnovoCloud and put the slides together.
Yes. Thank you very much. Also, warm welcome from my side. As Michael just said, I'm Supriyo. I'm responsible for business development at InnovoCloud. And quickly some words about Innovo. So Innovo is a startup. Well, technically, if you look at the years which have gone by, so we are not technically a startup anymore. So we've been founded 2012. And we are now about 40 employees. We are a full cloud service provider. So we started in 2012 as a spin-off from the Deutsche Bank and the Frankfurt University. At that time, both entities were looking into, okay, how can cloud be a product for German banks? And out of that, Innovo came out of. And since then, we are actually providing for fintechs, for banks, for a lot of financial institutions, and many other customers cloud services on a bank level. So what does this mean? This means that we are, or let's say our IT infrastructure is documented and is operated in a BaFin certified manner. Hence, any bank or any financial institution can host services from or at Innovo, and thus not violating any kind of BaFin regulations. We have two data centers in Frankfurt, co-located at Interaction and at eShelter, and we see ourselves as a platform provider, saying that we have different products which serve as a platform for our customers. These are, for instance, high-performance computing platform, SAP HANA as a service platform. We have different kind of IoT platforms which we provide via our OpenStack or our VMware hypervisors or cloud management frameworks. And since, let's say, 2 or 3 years, we've been working in the field of edge computing. So why did we do this? So we see in the last 2-3 years, especially with the emergence of Industry 4.0, or as you in America would call it, industrial IoT, and with things like things as Internet of Things as such, or with high-performance computing workloads which are very latency-driven, which are very data-sensitive, or where, let's say, data compliance or data sovereignty is a huge issue, we have seen that not everything can be hosted or provided from an IT perspective at co-location data centers, as we have much in Frankfurt, for instance. So we see a trend that the cloud is coming back closer to the customer again, because you have many medium-sized enterprises in Germany, for instance, who say, okay, cloud fine, but is it really secure? I have to offload my data somewhere to Frankfurt, but I'm sitting in Siegen, not really ready to do that. And we have come across with our partner Rittal, who is very, very well known in the data center environment as one of the main operational technology providers, meaning racks, power, cooling, etc. Together with Rittal, we have developed a data center container, which is mobile. The container itself is provided by Rittal, and the entire IT infrastructure in it and the cloud management framework is then provided by us. So in this picture you can see, or in this slide you can see that you have edge containers, which can be on-premise at customer side, which can be near-premise in some kind of industrial area, which can also be in a wind park, for instance, where enough power is there to run such a data center. And then the ecosystem goes to, for instance, in our case, Innovo data centers in Frankfurt, where data is collocated, and then you have a next step into our hyperscale data center, which we recently introduced in Norway. It's a 100% green data center where we run long-term archiving projects, and especially projects which are very energy intensive. Since Norway is very efficient in using that energy in data centers, we have a very, very low power price, and this immediately is getting pushed forward to the customers because the operational costs are tremendously low. So this is an example from of our data center containers. This one is placed in Höchst, in Frankfurt Höchst. There's an industry park called Industry Park Höchst. We ourselves call our environment here the Cloud Park Höchst, as we are running their virtualized environments and have customers sitting there with cloud services on top of it. And thus being said, we also, as I mentioned, are a platform provider. Hence, we always go into new platforms, and one of the newest platforms we are right now implementing is our blockchain as a service platform, about which Michael will say a few words.
So, thank you, Zupiru. So we had the container in Cloud Park Hills, as Zupiru had. It was around July last year when we kind of had the container there, and we put everything, and we started to plug in the container with chiller, with the USB container and so on. So, and that was exactly the time when Bitcoin and when the blockchain actually knocked on our door, and when we began to be curious and to start thinking of, okay, what is blockchain? What can blockchain do? Let's say for us and for Innovo, what can we implement with blockchain? Does it make sense to go in this direction and so on? So our first contact with non-Bitcoin made this story very interesting, because that was the first time where we actually had our first blockchain use case in terms of Bitcoin, in terms of hashing. But I'll leave this here because the Northern Bitcoin guys are sitting over there. And if you want to find out more about Bitcoin, about how they see things and what kind of use cases they have around Bitcoin, just talk with them. They will be happy to say some words about that. So basically, as I said, we had the perfect solution within the container, and the Northern Bitcoin guys were the ones which came to us with certain requirements and certain demand. So we were able to satisfy the customer, and thus we had the first blockchain use case in our portfolio. Afterwards, we started to think, okay, on one side, we are IT as a service cloud provider, platform cloud provider, and we want to do more in this direction. We want to do more because we find that blockchain technology is very interesting, and that there is a lot of future in it. And since we are doing some interesting projects regarding Internet of Things, edge computing, and decentralized data center infrastructure, we had from on the one hand, we had all the advantages that we bring. We have different customers from the financial area, fintech, startups, and we have also, as I said, different platforms that we offer, and of course we had the infrastructure. And on the other hand, we wanted to do something with the blockchain. We wanted to establish a new platform. We wanted to make the blockchain usable as a service model. But there was the bridge between those two sides missing, and we were like looking for the right partner, looking for the right concept, looking for the right direction, how to bring those two things together in order to to manage and in order to also provide, let's say, suitable technologies and suitable blockchain platform for use cases like Internet of Things, like smart cars, smart factories, artificial intelligence, and so on. And that's where we met Frankfurt School of Finance, which actually I'm happy to announce that together with Frankfurt School of Finance, we started to think about, okay, what we can do in this direction. And then Frankfurt School of Finance introduced us to Chain Labs. And so we agreed on a common offering. And now we have our first Ethereum blockchain as a service running from our running out of our infrastructure. So I call this combination the magic triangle, and eShelter is coming right next to the magic triangle because we are covering the security levels, we are covering the compliance levels, we are covering also the infrastructure know-how, and the whole management of the infrastructure and the cloud provisioning. The Chain Labs guys are those who are basically who have basically the know-how about how to build the platform, how to run this platform. They are also very, let's say, common with different concepts in direction of blockchain, and especially also in Ethereum. And Frankfurt School of Finance is basically the key to this partnership. Now we have the Ethereum blockchain as a service platform, which is open for all of you, and you can basically roll out there your private blockchain, test some different use cases, and afterwards see if it makes sense to you to open your use case for the public blockchain or maybe not. And the next step is eShelter. eShelter has an innovation lab, and there we will also introduce the Ethereum blockchain as a service. That's the next step that we are going to do, so that different customers can also profit from the advantages that we have developed together. So how the future looks like, and what we are planning with the blockchain and with the offering of Ethereum blockchain as a service. Well, actually, we want to do more, and we are hungry for new technologies. So we will be happy to collaborate and to develop interesting proof of concept projects, and also to work with interesting startups and interesting use cases, as I mentioned, regarding Internet of Things, smart factories, smart cities, and artificial intelligence, and so on. So feel free to contact us, because in one way or another, I'm sure that we will definitely contact you and and try to do something really beautiful out of this technology. Yeah, I mean, we have some 3 minutes almost left.
Since we have still some time, I just thank you, and I just wanted to emphasize. So the thing we had a couple of months ago was, for instance, we had a talk with Professor Sandner, and he told us that he is getting emails almost daily that there are so many industry players who are now investigating into the blockchain technology and seeing, okay, well, that makes very much sense. Distributed ledger, yeah, okay, I understand the concept, but how do I do it actually? Yeah, and where do I get the infrastructure for that? How is it actually done? So that was our start to say, okay, for any kind of blockchain, you will need the infrastructure, and we do carry the knowledge in distributed data centers, distributing different blockchain nodes around a different network, around a private network, around a public network, and our colleagues now from Chain Labs, they have extensive knowledge in setting up Ethereum-based blockchains for this use case. And what we are now looking is what Michael just said. We are looking for many more partners who have this software-based knowledge in the blockchain. Does not have to be Ethereum, can be any kind of other blockchain use case, and blockchain as such. And we provide you with our knowledge in distributing this technology into many, many realms, and hence being such being a fruitful partnership in this way. Yeah, we just started working with Chain Labs, and we are open for many more partners in this sense. And yeah, looking forward to your questions and your replies. Yeah.
So also Hyperledger would be something you look at?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Corda, Hyperledger,
Those are next steps. That's the plan. Yeah. Any other questions? So thank you very much.